Herb Garden. G'day, folks. Greg here from Small Space Produce. And today we are talking about the reasons everyone should have a herb garden. So, just a quick video from us today. They grow really well outdoors, they grow really well indoors as well. And they're one of our favourites to grow indoors. There's something really special about having them near where you cook, especially maybe on the windowsill in the kitchen where you can just pluck away at what you want. But look, we're just going to run through a few reasons that you need a herb garden and everybody needs a herb garden. So the first reason is when we buy them at the store, they are really expensive. When you look at the size and what you actually get compared to the price, they're one of the most expensive things that we can buy. Yet by the same token, they're one of the easiest things that we can grow. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense to always be buying them. And of course, they always go off before you get to use them. So we've always got too much that we have to buy in one hit when you just need a little sprinkle here and there. So many good reasons to grow them, and that one alone is a good enough reason. So it's a minimal investment to get started is another great part of growing herbs. They don't need a lot of space. Small pots, and we'll share some with you today. You can recycle cans, you can grow them in cloth bags, you can grow them in all sorts of things. They're just so easy to look after as well, which is just wonderful. So it's a really minimal investment to get started when it comes to growing your own herbs, and you'll get maximum returns from that. They're also super easy to grow. They just do so well. You can have them in a pot with lots of different types in there living together. You can have lots of little small pots dotted around the place where they can thrive and survive, but they just grow really easily. They don't need a lot of love and care, and you can grow them really, in full sunlight, in quite dappled sunlight, on a windowsill that doesn't get heaps of sunlight. Unlike some other fruits and vegetables that we're trying to grow as quickly as we can, herbs can just bubble away there so you can grab a few whenever you need them. Now, of course, convenience at your fingertips. So often when we need herbs, we don't need a great big wad like we have to buy at the store. We just need a pinch here or there, a little bit of rosemary, a little bit of basil, a little dash of coriander on top of your curry. We don't need huge amounts, and you can't just go to the store and buy one or two little sprigs. So just being able to really conveniently just grab some fresh sprigs and pop them on your meal, it's a really, really nice touch. It looks fantastic if you're cooking a meal for someone too, just a few fresh herbs plucked from the windowsill and added to the meal. The convenience is absolutely fantastic. Now, year-round availability is another beauty. Not all of us have the joy of living in a climate that we can grow things like tomatoes all year round. We have to pull out our greenhouses and our covers and grow them inside and all those different things. Herbs will grow all year round, which is great, and that's why we love growing them indoors. A windowsill is a fantastic spot for them, and the fact they only need really small pots mean you can absolutely get some that fit the windowsill. But just being able to grow them all year round is a real joy. And as I mentioned earlier, we're not trying to grow them really fast. And in fact, some of them will go to seed if we try to grow them too fast. So there's a little bit of management, pinching off heads and things like that with certain herbs. But for the most part, you can grow them any time of year, which is a real bonus. Now, empowerment through self-sufficiency. I know that is a big statement, but I don't know, there's just something so empowering about eating things that you have grown yourself. And there's something extra special about herbs. I don't know what it is, but I think it's because just such a small amount can shape the flavour of an entire meal. I think once you've plucked those homegrown spuds out and then plucked a bit of your own rosemary to roast them in the oven, there's just something so empowering about that, knowing that your little herb basically shaped the flavour of that entire dish and you grew it yourself is something really special, we think, and it's one of the reasons that we just love growing our own food, but particularly our own herbs. Inspiring future generations. Now, I know that we harp on about getting kids involved and classrooms involved and officers involved, but look, herbs are just a great one for kids to get started on and start developing that passion for not only growing things and teaching them how that works, but to empower them to do that as well, where, it's their herb that's going on the family meal that they can brag and boast about. They're a wonderful thing to introduce kids to the joys of gardening, herbs, for all the reasons that we've mentioned so far today. And speaking of harping on about classroom garden herbs, Absolutely. They just do so well in a classroom, and we just think every classroom should have fruits and vegetables growing there. But herbs, great one to introduce to the classroom. And so, look, if you have got kids or you're linked with schools, any opportunities to suggest that they grow some herbs in the classroom, I think is fantastic. And maybe coming up to a Mother's Day or a Father's Day, the kids could collect sprigs of the different herbs to send back with the families. I just think there's something really beautiful about it, and they can really change the look of a classroom and the feel of a classroom as well. And of course, that goes for the workplace too. We love having green things in our workplaces. We know how good it is for productivity and for our general vibe when we're at work, and therefore how well we work. But let's go up a notch and have something edible. And herbs, again, fantastic one to use when you've just heated up your lunch and you can go get a fresh sprinkle and pop it in there. You can be the envy of your workmates when they need to come and get a few herbs for whatever they've bought from the night before to spice it up a little. But consider growing some herbs in your office. I think it's a really great way to do it, and everyone should be doing it. Now, just before we get on to our recommended products, of course, we're going to ask you to please give us a little subscribe down the bottom there, and also set that alarm so you can hear from us when we post some new content on YouTube. We really do appreciate every one of you that watches our videos, and we just want to share everything that we know with you over time. So please give us a subscribe so we can keep sharing the things that we're passionate about with you when it comes to growing food in small spaces. Now to our recommended products. Just a few today. Look, to be honest, as we mentioned, you can grow herbs in almost anything, so you certainly don't need to buy these ones. I should mention anything you do purchase through our website or through the links that we'll have in the comments below. That does give a very small commission to us at Small Space Produce, which helps us to produce more content. But look, I just wanted to share a few with you that I've got for this season. So the first ones are these ones here that you can see on the screen. Our ones have arrived now. We're really excited to use them. These do fit really nicely on a windowsill, particularly this rectangular one. They are self-watering as well, and they've got the little meter there so you can see how much water's in there. Really simple. They just lift out. Got a little system to wick that water up there as well, and they just look really nice. They're nice and light, little reservoir to fill with. So look, these are fantastic. They come in a pack of 6, so 3 rectangular and 3 circular, but you can pick and choose which ones you want. But we're really impressed with these, and particularly for the price, good one to keep in mind. Now, our next recommended product, these two come in 3 different sizes. So this is the larger size, I believe the 7-inch. They come in, I think it's 4-inch and 5-inch as well. So if you're after just really small little pots, again with the wicking system and self-watering, just to dot around the place, then look no further than these. They come in a pack of 12, so you can do heaps of them, have lots of different herbs growing. We might do a couple of strawberries in ours as well. But again, nothing too flash, just nice and simple, and just can be used over and over again. And as I mentioned, comes in a pack of 12. So just fantastic for dotting around workplaces, classrooms, the house, the kitchen, the bathroom, all over the place really. And last but not least are some wall hanging options. So very similar to the last one that we saw. But they really spruce up a room. Just having a few dotted on the walls or even on balconies, just with a few herbs growing in them, can look absolutely fantastic. So there's a wall hanging option for you there as well. So folks, thanks for joining us for this quick video today. Look, herb gardens, we want everyone to give it a try because so many people have never done it before. And as you can see here, so easy to do. Yes, you can do them outside, you can do them inside, but why not give indoors a go? Utilize the things that you can grow indoors so you can save the limited room that we have outdoors. But essentially, everyone should be getting themselves a herb garden.